Hey, Whippersnappers, this is Tortimer the Gray. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pokemon Showdown Gray Version Season 4. This week we are doing gym number 1, which we rolled the Rock type for. So after this week we will be done with Little Cup and moving on into quote-unquote ZU, assuming I manage to achieve a badge this week, but I don't think we'll have too much trouble there. So yeah, we rolled Rock type. I've got Clodswallop, my Paldean Wooper, who's representative of a member of my Pokemon Scarlet Blind Run team, which I did not have a chance to record. I do want to record a run of that series, of that game at some point, but playing through the first time together was not going to work out this time. I barely beat that game. It's a whole thing. Anyway, this week we are starting off with Hiker Mac, and Apollo comes out, Bruno comes in. I love Shiny Applin. One of my favorite shinies. I shiny bred the crap out of that thing in Sword and Shield. Bruno goes Fairy type and finishes off the Applin, which point then Liberty comes in, and Kalamata, another member of my team from my Scarlet Blind Run, comes in. And I think we had Stormcrow in the second week of Little Cup. I guess would have been last week. Kalamata goes down, Ahsoka the Choodle comes in. Shiny Choodle, actually the first full-ons, just wild random encounter shiny I got in Sword and Shield. So that was a cool one for me. Tree then comes in, Ahsoka gonna hit it with a liquidation, and it's gonna take a hard hit. Webb's doing some good work for us again this week. Although I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off a second week. People are getting wise. But there we go. Ahsoka finishes off Hiker Mac. And we will jump into the next battle here. Thank you so much for participating this week, Mac. I greatly appreciate it. Here we go. Alrighty, guys, and here we are up against Gym Trainer Shunosaurus, leading off with Roly-Poly. I think Hiker Mac led off Roly-Poly as well. I decided to just go Tress this time, too. I don't know why. I thought bringing a Bug type into the Rock type gym was going to be a good idea, but we tried it. Kalamata coming in, the Rapid Spin coming out from the Roly-Poly. The Energy Ball doing good damage there. I guess Roly-Poly's not Fire type yet. Taking Kalamata down with the Explosion, though. At which point then Tress comes back in, and the Stone Edge going to finish off the Bug type there. I didn't use one when I did Scarlet Violet, but I really like Tarantula. That's a cute little Pokemon. Ahsoka forces out the Larvitar there, and then Hydrogen comes in, the Bergmite. I get it. The Hisuian evolution is Rock type, so I'm good with it. Ahsoka gets the Shell Smash up and gonna get the Crunch off, and gonna finally take down the Bergmite here, taking real hard damage in the process though. And Sludge Wave from Uranium gonna finish off there. Clodswallop then comes in and is gonna throw up the Curse. I'm not too worried about what this little thing is going to be able to do to us, so I take the opportunity to set up just a little bit, and we throw up the Earthquake there. The Sludge Wave not really going to be able to do much, and we'll be able to finish off that little thing. I don't remember what it is. At which point then Silicon, the Larvitar, switches in, finishing off Clodswallop. Apollo then comes in, gets the toxic damage from the spikes, and forces out Larvitar, at which point then Close Combat going to land on the Bug type there, and Pineco not going to care much about that whatsoever. Bruno then switches in, going to get Intimidate up, take an Explosion, and go down. Apollo then switching back in. I've got to decide what is my best option here for my Choice Scarf. Go for the Close Combat, since they've got both Rock types on the field there. Sodium, though, then Terra types into the Water type and ruins that. Terra type, Terrastalizing? It's annoying. I did not use it very much in the story playthrough, and so I am not very good at anticipating. And in the story playthrough, nobody uses it to actually useful effect anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna have to get better at predicting what's coming from that, or planning for something. I don't know, but you guys have pulled sneakies on me a couple of times and won the battles because of it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get better at anticipating that, I guess. And yeah, so thank you so much for participating this week, Gym Trainer Shunosaurus. I greatly appreciate it. Let's jump into the next battle, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty guys, here we are up against Gym Trainer Codeman and Glimmet. That's the name of that thing. Glimmet takes down Trust immediately with the power gem there. Clodswallop then comes in again, not really afraid of Glimmet, so go ahead and set up the curse there. Gonna set up 2 curses. Well, I'm getting greedy. That's probably gonna bite me here. I don't remember what happens, but it can't be good. Sledge Bomb again, not doing a whole lot there, and Shimmer gonna go down. The Toxic Debris coming out though, which is not great. King then going to come in and terrestrializes to the grass type. Clodswallop is not actually carrying a poison type move this week at least. Terra Blast not going to be enough to finish off Clodswallop and going to be able to chip away at the grass type there in order to finish it off even without super effective moves. At which point then I switch into the poison type, which doesn't help up against the Stomping Tantrum, and Choodle going to switch out in the face of Kalamata. At which point then Slither comes in, the Silicobra is going to throw up the Rock Slide on Kalamata. Kalamata's got Harvest, so it's going to eat its berry and heal back up. Sandspit going to set up the Sandstorm. Didn't see a lot of that. People setting up Sandstorms different ways. I expected a lot more sand play than I think we got this week, but Kalamata toughing it out with Harvest there a little bit. I think this is the only time that really ended up being a super useful thing. The flinch doesn't help there, and Kalamata goes down to the poison damage. At which point then Ahsoka comes in, gonna get poisoned thanks to the Toxic Debris from the Glimmet. The Earthquake is gonna do good damage on Ahsoka, and Ahsoka's gonna get buffeted and poisoned and go down before it does anything at all. So that's unfortunate. Apollo then comes in, go for the Ice Punch there, finishing off the Silicobra. Which point then Na comes in. I switch into Mass Shift to get out of my Choice Scarf there. Set up the Intimidate, so that it does helpful that the White Herb is wasted on the Intimidate instead of on the Defense Lowers. I can't remember if that ends up being useful or not. Nope. Apollo and Burno both just go down, and Codeman takes a very decisive victory. So thank you so much for participating this week, Gym Trainer Codeman. I greatly appreciate it. Let's jump into the next one, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty guys, here we are up against Gym Trainer Klungar, and Klungar very optimistic, going for the Brock Sprite, anticipating maybe a Gym Leader status, but not this week, Klungar, not this week. Kalamata switches in, immediately gets whirlwinded back out. Apollo then comes in and Ice Punches Stormer there, and takes an Earthquake there. The Ice Punch really not doing very good for us. I go ahead and Terrestrialize and throw up the Ice Punch, but it is not going to be enough to successfully get the kill there, and the Sandstorm. Well, no, Sandstorm doesn't. I guess we did manage to finish it off. All right, I was thinking that didn't work out for us, but in comes the Glimmet, getting the speed drop. Klungar, I mentioned earlier that some of you guys started anticipating the webs and had brought spinners and things like that. Klungar was not one of those. He's like, yeah, I didn't really have trouble with the webs the first week, so I did not plan for it at all this week, and we'll see how well that goes for him here in this battle. Apollo finally going to go down to a liquidation from Klungar's Shiny Choodle. Clodswallop then coming in. I think I actually was running unaware on Clodswallop instead of Water Absorb. I didn't anticipate a lot of water types in the Rock Gym, but I mean, Choodle evolves into a Rock type, so it's a total illegal inclusion. I just didn't really plan for it. I don't know that really bit me a ton in this week, but I think some people assumed that it might have been there and reacted accordingly, which I guess was maybe helpful. But Bruno gets put to sleep by the Toadskool, gonna switch out in face of Dancer there, who's gonna start setting up the Dragon Dances. I go ahead and throw up the Liquidation, which finishes off the Larvitar there, at which point Sporer then comes in. I guess Klungar's not really leaving much to the imagination with what his Pokemon are intended to do. Trapper comes in, gonna take a hard Liquidation and go down. So yeah, none of his Pokemon could outspeed at this point, because they were all just getting webbed, and so able to take a fairly decisive victory here against Klungar, setting up the Shell Smash, taking a hard crunch, but then dealing back a crunch of our own and finishing off Ahsoka. So, no, his was Biter, wasn't it? Isn't it? Smasher, Shell Smash, sure. Ahsoka's mine. I'm like, wait, did he name his Ahsoka too? No, he did not. Anyway, thank you so much for participating this week, Gym Trainer Klungar. I greatly appreciate it. Let's move into we got 3 more, it looks like. So let's move into the next one, and we will see you there. Here we go. Alrighty guys, and here we are up against Gym Trainer Scad, and Scad leads off with Rockruff, I lead off with Tress. We go ahead and get the sticky webs up, but then go down to a stone edge, so not going to get any of our other hazards up there. And if Scad's got a spinner, we've got no way to get rid or get him back up either. Ahsoka throws up the liquidation there. Toad's Cool is a ground grass type for those who are unfamiliar. There we go, Scad spinning off the webs there, and we are just out of luck. Don't have any other hazard setters, so Ahsoka gonna finally take down the Toad School, but not in enough time to save our webs, and then Ahsoka gonna go down to the Bolt Switching Magnemite there. Kaiju then comes in, gets the Guts boosted burn going there, spins into the Dragon type with the Sterilizing, and their Energy Ball then not going to do a whole lot there. Dragon, I think, popped up on a couple of Larvatars this week. Makes sense that if you're 4 times weak to 2 of the starter elements, that you would go ahead and be neutral to that by switching into Dragon. That's probably a pretty safe bet there. Bruno able to finish off the Dragon type Larvitar, however, and then goes down to the Rockruff, who goes down to Recoil. Clodswallop then comes in against the Magnemite. Igni comes in, and this little guy was annoying. Sand water compaction. I thought this thing had sap sipper or something. I did not. I've not battled enough of these things to remember all of its abilities. But yeah, it just is too bulky. Both of my remaining Pokemon are physical attackers, and it got that nice 2x defense boost, and so Apollo is just going to get chipped away at, and then Clodswallop's going to come in, throw up an Earthquake, but it's just not going to be enough, and the Earth Power going to come in and finish off. So another very decisive victory there from our gym trainers. Thank you so much for participating this week, Scad. I greatly appreciate it. Let's move into the final gym trainer battle, and then we will see who our leader is. Here we go. Alrighty guys, here we are up against Gym Trainer Pocket Flygon. Tress coming in and throwing up the Protect. Started anticipating the early Power Gem there. Didn't really matter because they didn't go for anything else on the second turn, and down goes Tress. Clodswallop then switches in. Clodswallop's a pretty good counter versus Glimmet there. But Levitation is a pretty good counter against Clodswallop, so that works out pretty well as well. Bruno switching in Magnetite? Bronzor forces out Bruno there. Ahsoka then comes in and sets up the smash, and is going to take a hard Psychic. Going to survive it though. The Sandstorm going to do good damage, but then the Bronzor going to switch out in face of Quartz. The what is that thing? Bergmite. There we go. I was like, I said its name earlier in the episode. I know its name. Ahsoka gonna get rid of Bergmite, and then almost going to take down the Bonsly there, but is going to go down. Bonsly then going to take an Earthquake from Pyrite and go out, at which point then the Bronzor comes back in. Obviously, you've got to switch out because I'm Choice Scarfed on Apollo this week, so the Levitation is going to be an issue. Fire Fang, this thing, well, no, it's got Levitate. I was going to say it might be Heat Proof, but no, it's just Rock type, which is why it resists the fire so well. Kalamata then going to switch in. I really just don't have anything for Levitating Rock type. Bronzor there. The Energy Ball doing pretty decent damage to the Poison type there, but then the Sludge Wave going to finish off my Grass type there. Clodswallop then switches in. Obviously, Bronzor coming back in the face of that. Anticipate that. Go for the Liquidation instead of the Earthquake. The Psychic doing really good damage, but the Liquidation finally going to get Bronzor off the field, which will be helpful. Sandstone then comes in and throws up the Earthquake, finishing off Clodswallop. Bruno coming in, getting the attack lower, but then that getting thrown back in my face with Defiant and giving it an attack raise. The Play Rough going to do decent damage, but not going to be enough to finish off the Larvitar. Going down to a super effective Iron Head there, thanks to my Terastallizing. Apollo able to get the Earthquake up on both the Larvitar and the Glimmet here, and then it's going to come down to Mankey v. Mankey. Flygon gets the roll there and finishes off Apollo. So a very close race in the gym leader circuit here this week, but Flygon throws it away at the last second by winning his battle. What a fool! you almost had greatness in your hand, Flygon, and you just had to throw it away. But thank you so much for participating this week, Gym Trainer Flygon. I greatly appreciate it. We've got just our gym leader ahead of us, so let's jump into that. And then those of you who are in the Discord, who are the only people who participate in this series, but those of you in the Discord already know what next week's roles are, but after the gym leader, we'll take a look at that as a review as well. So here we go. Alrighty guys, and here we go up against Gym Leader Rockstar Adderam, and Addy comes in with the nice themed branding, so it's appropriate that Addy also ends up being our Gym Leader this week. Tress goes down very quick. Glimmet been making good work of Tress this week, so that's not surprising. Clodswell making good work of Glimmets though, so that also works out fairly well. The Liquidation landing on the Hippopotas, but Liquidation just not really doing as much as I would have liked this week, and Clodswell gonna go down there. At which point then Kalamata comes in, and Kalamata gonna get that poison from the toxic debris. Kalamata switching out, but we do have the Leech Seed up, which is nice. So we're gonna get a little bit of health restored on Ahsoka there from the Hippopotas anyway. And then we throw up a Liquidation from a water type, and that seems to do much better. Down goes the Hippopotas. At which point then Rockruff switches in, throws up the Trailblaze. Not going to be enough to take out Ahsoka, and then Ahsoka going to bounce back with the Liquidation, finishing off the Rockruff there. Shelder coming in and Shell smashing. Always a scary situation. Ahsoka uses the Dragon Tail there, though, and switches Shelder right on out, so that works out pretty great. A carryover from my attempts in the second and last week, I guess, trying to make use of the stakeout abilities on Bruno and Tress. Had some switching moves still on there, and so that worked out fairly nicely there. Bruno able to get the Fairy-type Play-Rup off and take down the Larvitar, at which point then Nassel comes in. Nassley? I don't know. The Protect gonna shield it for one turn there, and then the Play Rough gonna hit. Not doing yet half, and then the Stone Edge and Poison gonna finish off Bruno. At which point then Apollo comes in, and Apollo is gonna go for, I think I just go for close combat. Yeah, I take the stab. I know it won't be super effective on the Shelder, but I figured the stab's gonna be my best bet there. Knackle gonna go down, and then Shelder will come in, and as the poison takes away to Apollo a little bit, and Apollo just able to outspeed with the Choice Scarf before Shelder can start setting up and finish off the Shelder. So thank you so much for participating this week, Gym Leader Adderam, and for all of our gym trainers as well. Thank you guys to everybody who participates week in and week out, and even those of you guys who can't participate week in and week out but only pop in occasionally as your schedules allow. I know we had a couple of people who just did not have time to put teams together this week. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom came out, and I know a lot of people were like, yep, all my free time is going to that this week. Sorry. It's like, yeah, no, I get it. But yeah, everybody who participates, I greatly appreciate it. Let's jump over to the spreadsheet real quick, and we will see how everything goes. But yeah, congratulations again to Gym Leader Addy, and thank you to everybody else who participated. Here we go. Alrighty guys, so here is the spreadsheet. As I said, those of you guys who are in the Discord, which is everybody who participates, because that's the only way to participate, already has all this information. There was a bit of wonky. We had some late battles the week we did the gym, and then I was traveling for like a week there, sort of thing, and so we kind of had a bye this last week, but I did get this roll out to you guys, those of you guys who are participating early, so that hopefully we'd have extra time to build your teams, because I know this last week some people just didn't have time with things like that. Figured maybe people would appreciate a little bit of extra time to do that. So, but for those of you guys who are just watching along at home, you'll see that now the Rock type and Little Cup are grayed out. We did achieve badge number 1 this week, so we are now moving on from the Little Cup to the ZU tier. I've said through the video, quote-unquote ZU, because it's not quite a fully established tier yet. It doesn't really have any rankings or anything like that, but it includes basically anything not fully evolved and anything that's been shuttled down out of PU. So there are some things there that are in there, and we'll see how that goes. But we will be doing we rolled rival battles and ZU, so we'll be everybody will be putting together the ZU version of their rival teams, and then we'll be continuing on there. One thing I do want to ask, and we've got to think through it. I'm not sure how long it would potentially be extending the series, probably a fair bit. But I did want to talk about, I feel like in some seasons past, we have changed the formatting a little bit. Maybe not of this. I do know that, like, in Scarlet and Violet, it is not exclusively gyms that are being used as kind of benchmarks in the thing. The challenges in there also include, like, the Titans, and evil team type encounters, things like that. So I'm thinking we might change our evil or our encounter type. But I've got to figure out, like, okay, so do I put, rival, root, evil team, and Titan here, and then we still have, like, a gym every other week or something like that? And maybe the Titans you guys would get to build. I don't know how we would do the Titans. Everyone would just get to do, like, one Pokemon versus my team, or we would do, like, 1v1s that week. I don't really know. I'm just kind of spitballing here, but you sound off in the comments down below. This week we will just be doing Rivals and ZU. But if we want to adapt the format of this season at all to kind of include some of those other kinds of benchmark battles that you can do in Scarlet and Violet, I'm open to that. But we just would have to figure out the logistics of it. But anyway, guys, so that's what we'll be doing this next week. We'll be doing ZU rival battles. And I will see you guys all out there in the field, hopefully. Anyway, guys, as always, I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Make sure those likes, comments, subscriptions for me, guys. If you've been watching and you want to participate, but you have not participated as of yet, check the description of this or any other Grey version video. It'll link you to both Pokemon Showdown, the battle simulator that we use for the battles, as well as to my Discord, where you can get in touch with me to do the battles. But yeah, again, I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Have a good one.